Petco Park, a new beginning, let's go. Started back rocking the brown. Ever since we've been knocking them down. Baby said she wanna go to the game. Taught her how to say Padre gang. Started back rocking the brown. Ever since we've been knocking them down. Mitchell and Ness with the old school name. All of the homies holler Padre gang. Yeah, that.
Good day, everybody. Welcome to the Talking Friars pregame show for September 14th, 2022. Padres Mariners. I'm your host, Ben Fadden. Padres, what a win last night, huh? Great pitching. Yu Darvish, 8 strong innings. Josh Hader gets the save. Strikes. All 3 outs were strikeouts. I know he allowed that single to Julio Rodriguez, but I just put a breakdown out that's available here on this YouTube channel on that last at bat, that 10 pitch strikeout at bat that he had against Ty France. That was amazing to watch. Maybe for some fans, it wasn't fun to watch. It was just, nervous to watch. You were probably nervous watching it, but still, what a competitive at bat there to end that game. It really felt like I was watching like a playoff game, there at the end. And maybe we'll see more of that today. Luis Castillo on the mound for the Mariners. Clevenger is on the mound for the Padres. Both guys have the potential to go 6 innings, sometimes maybe 7, giving up no runs or 1 run or definitely striking out double digits, as we've seen from both guys in their careers. Clevenger, going into today, he doesn't have a double-digit strikeout performance this year. He's gotten up to 8, but he is coming off the Tommy Johns. But Castillo, he struck out 10 on August 27th. He struck out 10 back in May. He's usually striking out 8, 9 guys. Struck out 8 guys in his last start, September 7th. That was against the White Sox. In terms of earned runs, it wasn't great for him. Gave up 6 runs in total, 3 earned runs. He did only walk 1, though. Gave up a home run. But even giving up 3 runs there, 3 earned, his ERA is 2.81. So he's been pitching tremendous this season most of the time. A lot of quality starts is what I noticed. A lot of 6, 7 innings. The whole month of July, he pitched 7 innings. Did not go less than 7 innings. Went 3 straight starts, allowing 1 run, then allowed 3 runs against Miami. And then he was traded from the Reds to the Mariners. And since then, he's pretty much been the same guy. Had an 8-inning start in there, but a lot of 6 innings, 6 2/3. Against Oakland, August 21st, that was probably his worst start with the Mariners. 5 innings, 4 runs, 4 earned. Only struck out 5. But most of the time, you're getting a quality start out of this guy. A lot of strikeouts. Doesn't give up a lot of home runs. Doesn't really walk a ton of people. So it's going to be another tough pitching matchup for the Padres for back-to-back days. Well, yesterday was a night game, but you get what I'm saying. Logan Gilbert last night looked pretty darn good. I know that Yu Darvish blew him away in terms of how long he was able to go compared to Gilbert. Gilbert did have some walks, I think 3. Of course, he gave up some runs, had some strikeouts, so obviously those were longer at-bats. And the Padres, obviously, they're known for having those competitive at-bats. So it's not surprising that, Darvish was able to, get further in that game. And Gilbert pitched well. He just had like 100 pitches or whatever it was in like 5 innings. Darvish was at 50 or 60 at that time. So that was the big difference, and that definitely helped the Padres, not just last night because Darvish was so tremendous, and they could just throw it right to Josh Hader for the save, but it also saved their bullpen, obviously, going into today's game and today's series finale before they have a 4-game series against the Diamondbacks in Phoenix starting tomorrow. Garcia, Martinez, Hill, Morajón, Wilson, Suarez, Johnson, all of their big guys. Notice I didn't mention Stammen because he's not one of the big guys. But all those guys that they could use probably in a high leverage situation today, they're all definitely available. All have had at least 2 days off. Martinez has not pitched in a while. It's been at least 5 days for him. Pierce Johnson threw 9 pitches on the 10th, so he's had 3 days off, at least not pitching in a game. Same thing with Steven Wilson. Morahone's had 4 days off, so this bullpen is ready to go. So that's the good thing. Um, I'd be interested to see what they do with Nick Martinez because he hasn't pitched in so long. Do they have Clev go 5 innings and then you give Martinez the 6th and the 7th? And then you go Morahone for the 8th, Garcia for the 9th, or you try to have Morahone go 8 and 9, or Garcia for the 8th, Morahone for the 9th. Use Tim Hill for matchups. So I'm really interested to see how the bullpen is deployed there, how Bomel and Ruben Niebla decide to go at that. With Clev on the mound today, 5 innings in his last start, gave up 4 runs. Remember, that was the delay game, the rain delay before Crony had the walk-off. Gave up the home run to Freddie Freeman. That ball was demolished to center. And also gave up the home run to Trace Thompson, I believe. Start before that, also against the Dodgers, 5 earned runs. There aren't a ton of people that have tremendous success against the Dodgers, so I don't think it's that big of a deal, at least now. Maybe if they go out face the Dodgers and Clev has to pitch, then we can worry about that. But in terms of the postseason, but that's a long ways down the road. We're getting ahead of ourselves there. Let's see. Has he faced Seattle? He did face Seattle on July 5th at Petco, gave up 4 earned runs, 6 innings. But that was, months ago. And he has pitched a lot better since then. In the month of August, he had 1 start where he gave up more than 3 runs, 1 earned run, 7 innings against Colorado August 1st. August 12th, 1 earned run against Washington, 1 earned run on August 23rd against Cleveland, August 29th against the Giants, 2 earned runs, 5 innings. So yeah, if you just look at the 2 starts in September, 9 runs, but they were against the Dodgers. And this Mariners lineup is good, but obviously I don't think there's a lineup that's as deep as the Dodgers is in Major League Baseball. Jeffrey here says he's hoping to get Clev through 6. That would be good, yeah, because I think all they really need out of him is 6. You have Martinez can go multiple innings today if you want him to, and even if you don't need him to, okay, if you give him, the Rodriguez, France, Suarez inning, if those guys are due up, the best guys in the lineup, highest leverage situation, then let's say that's the 7th inning. Okay, well, if Clev goes 6, then you still have Garcia Morahone for 8 in the 9th. Or you can go Tim Hill if you want to use him, or Steven Wilson, who's been really, really good. So this bullpen's in good shape today. But yeah, it seems like it's going to be another really good pitching matchup. I said it on the pregame show yesterday. Thought it was going to be a good pitching matchup yesterday. Darvish and Gilbert. And it turned out being very, very good. Mariners, by the way, are looking for their 80th win still. Padres are 78-64. Milwaukee won yesterday. Padres won yesterday. So the Padres still have a 2-game lead in the wild card standings on Milwaukee. Man, St. Louis isn't really helping us. But Milwaukee plays after the Padres today. So yesterday, the Padres knew that Milwaukee had won and that they needed to win. Today, it's going to be the other way around. Milwaukee's going to know the score of the Padre game before going into their game against the Cardinals. I believe it's in Milwaukee. Yeah. No. It's in St. Louis. That's at 4:45. So the Padres game probably will just be finishing up when Milwaukee gets underway. Milwaukee's 76-66 right now. So they're 2 games behind the Padres in the loss column, I believe. Other games around the league of note, the Phillies, they're playing Miami. That's at 3:40. Let me look. Just checking where Philly is. I think we're like 2 games back of the Phillies for the second wild card right now. Game and a half back. Okay. Their run differential's 50 runs better than ours, but Still only game and a half back of that. So that spot's in reach. Milwaukee's also in reach of the Padres, though. Again, I still think the Padres are going to make the postseason. And I can discuss that more. Obviously, we can discuss that more on the series reaction episode after today's game. But you got to win these games. Obviously, it's definitely scoreboard watching time. There's 3 weeks left in the season. Season ends, I believe, 3 weeks from today, October 5th, I want to say. All right, let's get to the lineups. Seattle, a lot of the same guys are in there. Jesse Winker was not starting, I don't believe, yesterday, but he is in there today. He's batting fifth and left. Julio Rodriguez is leading off in center. Ty France, amazing at bat to finish off that game. He struck out, but still was a great at bat. He's at first base, batting second for Seattle. Eugenio Suarez is at third base. Carlos Santana is DHing. Jesse Winker's in left. Cal Raleigh is catching. Former Padre Adam Frazier's at second base. Sam Haggerty is in right. J.P. Crawford's at shortstop. So same 8-9-1 as last night was. Those are the first three batters Hader had to face in that ninth inning last night. And then the Padres. So you got a righty on the mound. So Profar's leading off. He's in left. Soto's in right field. Had an RBI last night. You'll take it. Wasn't a great swing, but you're going to take it. Manny's at third. Josh Bell is DHing. Crony's at second base. Man, he used his speed last night. Don't be having a relaxed throw or, have a relaxed field that ground ball last night. J.P. Crawford, he fielded that ball really relaxed. Crony beat it out. Guess what? Ends up scoring the Padres' first run of the game, made it 1-0 on Myers' double down the left field line. Padres capitalized on some Mariners' bad defense yesterday. Julio Rodriguez bobbling that ball in center. That got the run. I think Nola to third, and then Soto brought him in on the ground ball. So, if they can, hey, a win's a win. Keep capitalizing on the other team's mistakes. And both these guys the Padres are facing this series, it was Gilbert yesterday and Luis Castillo today. It's not easy pitching matchups, so I'm not expecting the offense to go score 6 runs against them. It's going to be tough. Kim is at shortstop. He's batting 6th. Myers is at first, batting 7th. Grisham is in center field, batting 8th with the righty on the mound. And then Jorge Alfaro is going to be catching for Mike Clevenger after Nola caught yesterday. So that's what the lineup looks like. My Padre pick's going to be Soto today. That might sound like an idiotic pick, but I did look at the matchups, and Soto's hitting .333 off of Luis Castillo in his career. And I'm just, for me, this isn't really about like what Soto's done recently. We know it hasn't been great. For me, it's more about just trying to be optimistic with Soto and be like, okay, this is the game he's going to get it done. And so hopefully he does. Yesterday, I went with Profar. Didn't look great against Gilbert. Struck out 3 times. And then in that final at-bat, he did get a hit. So I'm 89-48 now. So far this season in my pregame show Padre pick. Again, 1:10 is the first pitch. Pacific time. Padres, Mariners, 2 teams that you would think are going to make the postseason. Obviously, you don't want to assume anything as a Padre fan. And the Mariners, that would break their really, really long drought. Since 2001, they have not made the postseason yet. Padres haven't made the postseason a full year since 2006. So if you're talking about year-long season, season-long, like a full season postseason drought, both teams would be breaking some pretty long ones if both can get into the postseason. Seattle has a pretty good lead. I think like 5 games, 6 games maybe, on Baltimore for the final playoff spot. So they're fighting more on like the 4 seed to host a playoff game. I think it's along with Tampa, maybe Toronto. I haven't looked at that, but I think that's what their situation is. If they host a playoff game, that's going to be a really cool atmosphere to see on TV. Jeffrey here, there's not many people in here. I know it's a Wednesday, 11 a.m. People are working. But he says, I hope for them to work the count again. It was nice to see Gilbert near 100 pitches after 5. I agree. Yeah. They've been working the count a lot this year. And some fans, when this offense hasn't been firing on all cylinders. They're like, be more aggressive. Why are we watching fastballs down the middle or fastballs outside the corner of the plate that you can drive the opposite way? And sometimes, yeah, I'll admit it, I get frustrated too, but that is their approach. They're looking for something and they didn't get something. Now, sometimes, yeah, it does look bad, and they probably are looking for the pitch they just let go right by. But most of the time, I would assume they're looking for a pitch that they just didn't get. And they are trying to drive the pitcher's pitch count up. And, having Juan Soto in your lineup obviously helps. Uh, Usually has a long at bat pretty much every time up there. So I think that's part of it, why Gilbert got to 100 so fast as well. I know he walked Soto once at least. I forget if he did it twice. But yeah, hopefully they can do that again against Luis Castillo. Again, 110 first pitch, Padres Mariners. Thank you so much for tuning in. Talking Friars pregame show for September 14th, 2022. I'll be back with a series reaction after the game. Kind of preview the Arizona series a little bit. And I'm supposed to have a guest on Friday, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, that'll do it. The clips at Talking Friars on Twitter. Enjoy the game, everyone. Go Pods.